Photography on this faithful Friday evening, and I've got an absolute pearler for you about Greta Thunberg. Let's do this.
Street Switch Photography.
And welcome back. I've just found this online, and I've had to leave it for half an hour to stop myself actually pissing myself laughing. It was absolutely brilliant. I'm going to let you watch it, and I'm going to let you make your own minds up. You can tell by the title what's actually going on here. It is very amusing to me because it's like turkeys for Christmas and things like that, and it's beautiful. Now, Greta Thunberg used to be let's just say, she was very green. She was very pro sort of the world's going to end because of carbon emissions and all that lot. Well, just recently she's turned all of her attention to Gaza, and she went to Gaza last time to try and take food, and she took a boat and everything else, and Israel caught her going across the sea, you know, sailing across the sea. They had the Palestinian flag flying high and all the rest of it, and Israel stopped her, and she actually said that she'd been kidnapped. And what Israel did was give her a sandwich and a bottle of water. That isn't exactly kidnapped, is it? But anyway, let's have a look at this video and let me know what you think in the comments, because it's
a doom
funny.
goblin, Greta Thunberg, who used to campaign to save the world, eco-maniac she was. Now, all of her protesting energies seem to focus on Gaza. So you remember she tried to sail there recently and got intercepted and was kicked out of Israel because she refused to be jailed. Some of her braver compadres actually went to jail rather than agree to be deported. But Doom Goblin Greta was made of not so stern stuff. So she's doing it again. There's a convoy heading there. In fact,
a whole convoy heading to Gaza, waving the Palestinian flags. How close to Israel will they actually come?
About 20 vessels displaying Palestinian flags are on their way across the Mediterranean, having departed from Barcelona. They stopped for a few days in Tunisia to pick up more activists and humanitarian supplies. It's called the Global Sumud Flotilla.
Silly girl. Such a silly girl. Now, for anybody that doesn't know who Greta Thunberg is, and I'm sure you all do, she is basically the government's answer to political activism, if you want to put it like that. I can't explain it.
GSF.
I can't explain it.
But this is what's funny.
She's an absolute idiot, is what she is.
Is this chaos on board. Now, Greta was the captain of the ship. She's renounced her skippership.
Captain of the ship, and she renounced her skipper. Listen.
Because the convoy, the Mercy Flotilla, has descended into chaos because pro-Palestine activists, Muslims...
Did you hear that? Pro-Palestine activists, Muslims... Let me just
say goodbye to your reading glasses, computer glasses, and even your sunglasses. Introducing the last pair of glasses.
Are quitting the convoy and are furious after learning that there are LGBTQ campaigners on board.
You couldn't write that, could you? That there are lgbtq4k campaigners on board. What's that, like a queers for Palestine? They don't like you. You absolute idiots. I mean, come on. You've got to admit that is funny.
Greta, as I say, she stopped being the captain because she's so upset upon discovering that her Muslim friends are not especially liberal about gay rights.
Now, to say that this has been being said for the past 2 years and they've only just realised that they don't like gay people and they don't like LGBTQ4k. This is Muslims that I'm talking about because it's against their religion. We fucking told you so. I've got to admit, I've been waiting for something like this to happen, because let's be honest, if all of the gay people, the gay community, who I 100% support in Great Britain and any other country where they're not persecuted, they were persecuted in Great Britain for years, absolutely years. If they'd have moved to somewhere like Gaza, some of the things they do to people over there is disgusting. And Keir Starmer has just basically turned around and said, I will recognise Palestine as a state. You might, mate, but I never will. Up yours. I am not recognising that place as any place. As far as I'm concerned, it's about as real as Narnia and Disneyland. It's a fake place. It's got Hamas in it, and it's got baby murdering, child murdering, family murdering arseholes on October the 7th. I will not recognise that. I will not recognise that. And I don't recognise you as this country's MP or anything. I don't recognise Keir Starmer as the... I'm
not as liberal about gay rights as she'd like. So we've got woke on woke war on board the ship of fools. Let's talk.
He isn't our Prime Minister as far as I'm concerned. The bloke's an arsehole.
Talk to psychologist and narcissism expert Richard Grannon. Good job.
They're putting it to a narcissistic expert.
Have you back on the show, Richard.
Thank you very much.
Is Greta Thunberg...
So if you've just joined us, what we've been watching is basically Greta Thunberg going over to Gaza and Palestine, and she's now no longer captain of the ship, because they stopped off to go and pick up some more activists, some Muslim activists, who weren't, let's just say, too happy about the lgbtq4k people that were with Greta Thunberg. They refuse to come on the ship because they don't like them. Well, you know, there's always something, isn't there? Last time she said she was kidnapped and got a bottle of water and a sandwich. This girl, this woman, is an absolute, complete and utter fucking moron, let's be honest.
Thunberg a narcissist?
Well, I can certainly see lots of chaotic, narcissistic behaviour playing out here. Inevitably, in these groups, everybody starts to fail the purity tests of the orthodoxy, and then they start turning on themselves and on each other, don't they? So this is known. The narcissistic personality disorder, in the American definition, is in the cluster B constellation, which is also called the dramatic cluster of disorders. There's always drama with these people, always.
These are people that basically want attention all of the time. They're never wrong. Anything they say, and that's what goes. That's the way it is. That's Greta Thunberg. She was wrong about what the Muslims thought about lgbtq4k. And I think this is really a big middle finger to Queers for Palestine, isn't it? Sorry to have to tell you this, but they don't fucking like you.
Always drama.
Well, what's hilarious about this is you've got kind of a clash of cultures. So apparently these 20 boats, or some of them, they say they've been attacked by drones and stuff like that. Of course, they won't be allowed to get anywhere near Gaza. It's totally...
This is just how brainwashed the far left are. This is just how unbelievably indoctrinated they've become. They believed that they could just go and pick up a particular type of religion that has been against gay rights and stuff like this for years. That's their religion. This is what we're going to support. This is what we want in this country. And we had Palestine, gays for Palestine, LGBTQ for Palestine, standing there with the flags, shouting Nazi and all the rest of it, racist and all the rest of it. And now they've gone over there. They've basically been told they don't like them. Now, we said this 2 years ago when we said it was basically turkeys for Christmas. This is exactly what's happened here. An absolute... You couldn't get a more perfect example of what it was, what they like to call the far right were actually saying. It's actually come true. Let's continue.
Compadres actually went to jail rather than agree to be deported. But Doom Goblin Greta was made of not so stern stuff. So she's doing it again. There's a convoy heading there. In fact, about 20 vessels displaying and basically tried to fly them out. So said, we'll fly you out. But several of them, to their credit, I suppose, bravely said, no, we refuse. We're making a...
Oh, you're such a martyr. You're such a martyr.
Stand. So they were put in jail. I don't know what's happened to them now. Greta Thunberg, of course, she took the chance to fly out. She didn't stick around. But
yeah, she basically shit herself and left her friends in the shit. That's what she did. Let's be honest. She talks the talk, but can't walk the fucking walk.
Her going back again, on what she knows as a complete lost cause, this just looks to me as a way for her to get into the papers. She knows that in no way whatsoever will this performative...
I'm sorry, but I think when they picked up the Muslims and everything, and they turned around and said, we ain't getting on there with all them Queers for Palestine people because we don't agree with it and everything else. Can you imagine the look on her face? Do you think she said, how dare you? How dare you?
Nonsense. Help the poor people of Gaza, will it? So it's all about her, isn't it?
Independent lab tests show that Husky liners with our ProGuard formula clean off faster than the leading brand. But does faster really matter?
Well, I think that's where we can say, look, obviously, I'm not a clinician. I've never met her. I can't diagnose.
This guy is a narcissistic expert, so...
But I can see narcissistic patterns of behavior. If you know full well and good that what you're doing is merely an empty gesture, that is literally virtue signaling. You're just signaling a virtue. You know it's doing no good for the people on the ground. You pretend.
So this really should be a message to the far left, shouldn't it? You're a bunch of idiots, really. Let's be honest. I mean, doing things like this and not looking at the complicated problems that could arise from what it is you're actually doing. I mean, what else have we had? We've had Queers for Palestine, we've had Fatties for Palestine, we've had lgbtq4k for Palestine, we've had all these different sort of tribes of people for Palestine, none of which the Muslims tend to agree with, which would tell me they're probably paid protesters, wouldn't it you?
To care about. In fact, it's probably diverting resources and attention away from those people. So no, it's purely performative and it's absolutely standard.
Now, what I will ploy to go and watch is the Benjamin Netanyahu at the big summit today. In fact, I'll put it on after this video. I'll find it because there was a mass walkout. I'll see if I can get it in. Let me just see if I can get my keyboard. Okay. Let's see if it comes up. Bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. There was something on earlier where basically every single person was at the United Nations. Yes, it was. Here we go.
The Assembly will hear an address. But
now watch what happens when Netanyahu actually enters this arena to come and say what he wants to say. Watch what all the Muslims do.
His Excellency Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of the State of Israel, I request protocol to escort His Excellency and invite him to address the Assembly.
Under Section 8. Comes. Wait for it. Wait for it. Sitting over there in the corner.
Please, order in the hall. Please, order in the hall.
Now, what you're actually witnessing here is the Israeli president come in and stand at a podium ready to talk and talk to the United Nations, and then all of the Muslims that disagree with him, look, They're all wearing burqas, all the female ones are anyway. They're all exiting in mass protest as democratic employees. That is fucking disgusting behaviour, and they should all be fired.
Please, order in the hall.
Narcissistic behaviour right there.
Please, order in the hall.
Now, are they clapping because they agree with them, or are they clapping because they disagree with them and basically saying good riddance? Unbelievable.
Please, order.
Now, what Benjamin Netanyahu actually did was quite genius. If you look on his jacket, he's got a badge. That is a QR code. Scan that QR code and go and take a look.
Order in the
That's
hall.
all I'm going to say.
And please be seated.
Unbelievable.
Please, order in the hall.
Not even willing to sit there and listen after what happened on October the 7th. Not even willing to sit there and listen. Not even willing to sit there and do any type of questioning or anything. They just get up and walk out because they believe they're 100% correct.
Hall.
I mean, with that type of thing happening, I actually watched his speech and everything else, and whether you agree or disagree with him, you know, he is a force to be reckoned with. Israel is a force to be reckoned with. And if you go attacking a powerful country like Israel, what did you expect?
And supported the October 7th massacre, giving the Palestinians a state 1 mile from Jerusalem after October 7th is like giving Al-Qaeda a state 1 mile from New York City after September 11th. This is sheer madness. It's insane, and we won't do it.
Cut out the middleman. Shout out to cut out the middleman. This was after the mass walkout.
So here's another message to those Western leaders. Israel will not allow you to shove a terrorist state down our throats. We will not commit national suicide because you don't have the guts to face down a hostile media and anti-Semitic mobs demanding Israel's blood. And I want you...
I wouldn't worry, Greta Thunberg's coming to save the day.
But on behalf of all the people of Israel. Last year there was a vote in the Knesset.
Anyway, I'm going to call that the end of the video. This has been Street Switch Photography. I just thought I'd show you that Greta Thunberg video and about what the Muslims did, because there was lgbtq4k actually on the boat and everything. I thought it was quite amusing. She's doing it all for attention. She's basically not getting the attention that she actually thrives off. So she goes pulling stunts like this, and then when that happened, she didn't expect it to happen, obviously. I thought it was quite amusing, and I thought you guys would enjoy it. Anyway, this has been Street Switch Photography. If you like this video, please go and hit the notification bell, go and subscribe to my channel, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Street Switch Photography.